Hi guys, welcome ceramics class. I'm wearing my cool shirt again. Helmet. Woohoo. Okay, so for this week, we are going to be doing something a little different. I've been very rigid on the pieces that you guys have been creating all semester. And so this is going to be a little bit more of a creative, fun piece where you guys are able to show me everything that you have learned this semester. Okay? So, the first thing that we're going to do is going to be reviewing what you have learned this semester, and then I'm going to get into a little bit more detail about what this assignment is going to entail. Okay? So, the first project that we did, which seems like forever ago because you guys were actually in school, was your plate. Okay, so we made plates that we added an additional cutout to that was slipped and scored. So one of the things you guys did was you learned how to make a mold, okay, and you learned how to slip and score pieces on a plate, okay. So another piece, then we learned how to create pinch pots, okay, and then you guys made two pinch pots and you put them together for a little Easter egg, kind of like the Fabergé eggs that we learned about. Then you guys made a little surprise inside to go into the Easter eggs. Okay, so for this, you guys again slipped and scored additional pieces and carved out pieces on your two pinch pots. So you learned how to make pinch pots and you carved and you also did additional things on your piece as well. Okay, then you guys did slab boxes. Okay, so we learned how to create slab boxes. We learned how to cut out slabs and fuse them together and put them together into a little box. Okay, I feel like I'm missing a project right now, but I can't think of which one. Um, then you guys made flower pots with little holes on the bottom of them for Mother's Day. Okay, so we had flower pots, and oh, we made coil pots. So then each of you guys made coil pots as well. So you learned how to roll coils, and we built those coil pots up, and you did designs in coils. Then, using the coiling methods and learning how to do designs, you guys did coil crosses. And then you made stamps. Okay, so you made four little stamps that then we used on a mold piece like the flower pot or pinch pot that you stamped in all of your little stamps that you created. Okay, so that is kind of a rundown of what we've done this semester. Okay, and so different methods that you could use for this final project. For the final choice piece, it can be anything that you want it to be. Okay, so it is a choice piece that you are completing, but you have to have three different types of clay construction that you have learned this semester. Okay, so let's go over everything that you've learned. You learned how to make a plate, a mold, right? We did molds, we did bowl molds, we did plate molds, okay? So you learned how to make a mold. Then you learned how to slip and score objects together. And you slipped and scored objects to these pieces. You learned how to create coils and how to make a coil pot. You also learned how to create something out of decorative coiling. So you used coils in a more decorative manner. You made pinch pots, okay? You put pinch pots together and created a bowl with a lid, okay? You also carved in decoration and you added again slip and score decoration on the top. You learned how to make slabs and put a slab piece together. You learned how to add coils onto a mold piece. You learned how to make stamps and use these stamps into a project of your from your mold or your pitch pot. Okay. So those are all the projects that we have learned and the different techniques that go into each of these projects that we have learned. So for your final project, you guys are each going to choose to make whatever you want. But when you make these things, you need to have 3 different methods of creation. So you could decide that you want to make another pinch pot piece, that you put 2 pinch pots together and then you add coils for decoration, and you carve in some designs. That could be 3 techniques. You could put slabs together and slip and score something on the surface and add a coil around the top. That could be another technique that you use. So really, you can create whatever you want as long as you're using 3 techniques that you have learned while being in ceramics. Slipping and scoring is a technique, creating coils, creating slabs, creating pinch pots, creating molds, creating decorative coiling, making stamps, using stamps. Um, all of those different things are different techniques that you can use when it comes to your project for this week. Okay. So this is the last week of normal clay construction videos. Next week is Memorial Day weekend. So you guys have Monday off. And then on Tuesday, you're going to be given your final project. Okay, the final project is going to be a 2-week long assignment that's going to be partial clay and partial written. Okay, so there'll be an art history slight component to this where you're going to look at different artists and you're going to choose one to kind of reflect on while creating something in clay. Okay. Also, like I think I told you guys, this week you will be picking, you can start picking up some of your assignments that I fired, although I am still a little behind on firing because a bunch of people were dropping things off that weren't quite done yet. So if you've dropped something off in the last couple of weeks, it probably hasn't been fired, but almost everything else has been. So I'm going to do a firing tomorrow, and by Wednesday or Thursday, everything should be fired. And then you guys can start coming to school if you want to. You do not have to. If you want to come to school, pick up your stuff and glaze it. I will have glaze and everything ready for you guys to pick up. And so you'll just be communicating with me. Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to send out an email that's going to go over kind of details for what you should do if you want to pick up your assignments. Also, on, I believe, starting June 8th and 9th, the school is going to have campus open. And I think you guys are going to be signing up for different times when you can come to school to pick up things if you left things in classrooms, lockers, things like that. The art room will be open, and everything that you have created and I personally have will be on your shelves. So my goal is that if you want to come pick up stuff, then that day is a really good day to come pick up everything if you don't want to fire. I mean, if you don't want to like fire it again and glaze it. If you want to wait, underclassmen, if you want to wait until the fall and come in and glaze things, you definitely can. Or you can pick up glaze from me and glaze things as well. So we'll work that out in the next few weeks. I miss you guys a ton. I can't believe that it's already mid-May. This is crazy. I was looking at my calendar and I'm like, oh my gosh, we only have like 4 weeks of school left. And one of those weeks is actually finals week. So we really only have 3 more weeks. So again, this is going to be your last regular assignment before your final project is given to you next week. I miss you guys a ton. I hope you're doing well. And if you have any questions or you want to talk to me about what you should do for your final project, let me know. You will have a reflection also on OneNote. And the reflection will also go over and ask you which 3 methods of creation you used for this project. So that's important to fill out. Thank you guys. You guys are all awesome. I miss you. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Signing off.